I'm so excited to have my guest, Natalie Duque, with me. Hi, Natalie.
Hi.
So, Natalie, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
It's so funny. Every time I get asked that question, I'm like, I don't know how to introduce myself. Like, how far back do I go? No, I am a singer-songwriter based out of Los Angeles. I'm originally from New York City, but I've been out here for like a really, really long time. For almost 15 years now, so I consider myself to be a Los Angelino now. And yeah, I love it out here. That's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, so why don't we go back and talk about, like, when you started doing music?
Well, I've been singing probably since before I could talk. I just always loved singing, and I had to beg my mom to put me in lessons, and she thought, it was just this phase that kids go through. And finally, after nagging her for long enough, and she realized that it wasn't a phase, she put me in lessons, and that was in the 3rd grade. And so I took music lessons my whole life. I went to a performing arts high school for singing. I studied music in college. And then, ever since then, just trying to do the indie artist thing on and off for pretty much my entire adult life.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that you went to a performing arts high school. Did you, specialize in, singing, or was there specialties and stuff?
Yeah, so you had to pick a major, and you had to audition to get in for that particular major, so I was a voice major.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I had to take, I forget, it was kind of like a mini college where there was, you had to take 2 ensemble courses per semester, and you had to take a certain number of, voice classes and theory classes and all that stuff. It was really fun. I think definitely my, academic knowledge suffered because of it. I can remember, everybody would, if there was, a show going on, for, the week leading up to the show, everybody, no matter what class you had, 5th period or whatever period it was, you would go to the auditorium to get a sneak preview of the show. We really focused on the arts and not so much on other subjects.
Wait, so did you have to take, math and science too?
I did still have to take math and science. It's just that the focus was not on those, but I did still have to take, all the normal classes. It was really long days. I would I skipped lunch. I would just eat lunch during a different class, but I always opted out of having a lunch period so that I could get out of school earlier, because I had to travel to Manhattan. So I was it was an hour and a half commute to and from, and then the day started at 8 and ended at 3:30, and I was like,
oh my goodness.
Sorry, are you hearing my husband eating in the background?
Oh, no, but maybe the mic is picking it up.
The mic is picking it up.
That's some good sounds for all our ASMR listeners out there. So that's so cool. So when from then, did you start releasing music?
So I started releasing music shortly after coming to LA. And it was kind of a mess because I didn't really have a lot of money, so I asked, I had friends who were helping out, and a producer who ended up being really shady in the end, and we did some work, and I didn't get my recordings back after that. It was a whole big mess.
Oh.
So it's a very big learning curve. But I learned from it, and then I ended up actually releasing 2 EPs back to back. I raised money through one of those crowdfunding sites. Oh my god, probably GoFundMe. Yeah, and so it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. But that's when it started, and I've been self-releasing music ever since.
That's awesome. So another fun fact about you is that you have a toddler. So Sam is your son, right? Is Sam into music at all yet?
Yeah, so it's really funny. I thought Sam would be the one who you would hear in the background, but he must have passed out. But yeah, it's really awesome. He is such a lover of music, and it just makes me so happy to see. I mean, also I'm like, I don't want you to have the life of a like tortured musician, but at the same time, it brings him so much happiness. He loves to sing, and like he has really good pitch. And I'm not just saying that because I'm his mom. Like even outside people are like, oh wow, he can like he can sing on key.
Wow,
which is just crazy to me. But yeah, he's just always singing. He'll sing himself to sleep. If he wakes up early and we don't go get him, he'll just start singing random songs. Like he loves to sing. And when he was like a bit, now he's a little over 2 years old, but when he was a baby, I had my keyboard, like we set it up out in the living room, and he would just jam. Like I have these videos of him where he could work it better than I could, but he'd like find the buttons on it where it would like play a song, and he'd just get like he'd get in there, like he'd just start bopping, and I'm like,
oh my god, that's
So
amazing.
he's definitely a music lover.
Is your husband musical?
He plays guitar. He can't sing, but he was. Don't tell him I told you.
Man, so Sam gets it from you then.
The singing, at least, yeah. So here is an airplane toy. Some keys. I mean, we can get loud and crazy and press the buttons, but I don't think people want the loud and crazy.
Oh, that's a good one.
I was gonna bring stickers, but I forgot them because my couch is completely covered in stickers.
He's really into stickers right now.
Yeah, I leave the house and I randomly find stickers all over my body.
So, how would you say being a mom has shaped your songwriting? I know I've heard a couple songs that you've written, about being a mom.
Yeah, he's definitely inspired some songs. I think being a mom has more so shaped my approach to just music in general. Like, I feel like I'm more driven. I feel like I don't take things as seriously. I mean, I still take things seriously, but
Yeah, I know.
not as much. It's like my heart and my body can only handle so much anxiety, and most of that goes to worrying about him. And so when other stuff happens, I'm just like, whatever. So I feel like it's just kind of made me just a better person in general. And but yeah, I feel like I'm better able to like handle the challenges and handle the failures that come along with being an indie artist. It's still hard for sure, but he helps me to keep going.
Oh, that's so sweet. You have a song coming out very soon. So why don't you tell us about that song?
So the song is called Imposter, and it's about my battle with imposter syndrome. And actually, I started writing it a few years ago. I've taken a couple of breaks from music just because life and bills. And the last time I finally decided, like, I need at the same time, even knowing, like, so confidently, like, this is what I was born to do, I still felt like an imposter, which is just like, what the F, like, how? It's the biggest mindfuck. Sorry, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah,
me out. Okay. I'm from New York, I can't help it. No. So I started writing this song, and it's funny because I kind of just, I left it like it was a song. I mean, I write so much, and there's so many songs that like never leave my journal, never leave my notebook, and this was kind of one of those. And then through our weekly song club that we attend together, I was like trying to think of songs every week. It's like I don't always write every week, and so some weeks I'm like, oh, well, what are some old songs that I might want to like revive and bring back to life? And this was one of them, and I got really great feedback. And then I played a couple of like live streams, and even did an outside performance. And of all the songs, that's the song that people connected to the most. And so for me, even though it felt really, like, especially vulnerable, I felt like, well, for me, music is all about connecting to people. And so if that's the one that people are connecting with and, like, talking to me about afterwards, like, that, then that's the one that I need to release.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. So, can you tell me a little bit more about, like, the writing process? Like, did you have, like, words first, or was it a melody, or how did it kind of come together?
So, I write a whole bunch of different ways. Like, I don't have one certain way of writing. But the process for this one is actually, like, kind of how I do start the majority of my songs. And that's that I journaled about it first. So I was just having these thoughts and these feelings, and I took out my journal and I just started free writing. And then from that, from those notes or from those pages, I went back and I looked to see like what are some nuggets or phrases or words or things that I can pull out of this that would like fit well in a song. And then I tried to like structure it around that. And the chorus talks about how there's like someone in my head moving things around. And like that came from this journal entry of me just honestly being like, you know, I feel like somebody's in my head and like tricking me. And so I kind of based the song once I pulled that nugget out, and I was like, I really like this. I based the rest of the song around that. And so after I had some lyrics and some lyrical ideas, I pulled out my guitar and started trying to, come up with melodies around it. And yeah, and then I brought it to our song club, and I got feedback, and I reworked it based on feedback. And I think I worked through it, a couple of times until I felt like it was in a place that I felt good about.
Yeah, awesome. And I was like, yeah, so for those who don't know, Natalie and I are part of a group called LASC, and they have these weekly song shares where we all go and share a song and we give feedback to each other. So I actually heard the song like pretty soon after she finished writing it and brought it, so that was very cool. We got some pasta, because she's an imposter.
basically feeling no matter what your success, you feel like a fraud. And it's not just people with like low self-esteem or low confidence. It's actually quite the opposite. And like high achieving people like Brene freaking Brown talks about imposter syndrome, and I'm like, what? Because you're amazing, right? And it's just like, it's so crazy to think that. And so yeah, it's this inner dialogue that people are gonna figure out that you're a fraud, but in the meantime, it's like, and not that you're tricking people, but it's almost like you think you're tricking yourself. Like, you can't believe, I can't believe that I'm that good at this thing, so it must have been a fluke, it must have been an accident, it's not for real. Or downplaying it. Oh, I won that songwriting award, but maybe it wasn't that reputable of a place or something. Like, and it's, you know, things like that. And so that's really, you know, what I was struggling with. Like, I was jumping back into music, and I felt like, again, even though I knew, like, this is what I'm born to do, this is what I'm meant to be doing, I felt like I didn't belong, because whatever credits I had to my name, whatever success I had, for some reason didn't feel valid enough. And, you know, I still struggle with it, but for me, this song is more empowering. It's like putting something out there and like releasing it, you know, like letting it go. Like, okay, again, not to say that I'm not gonna battle with imposter syndrome anymore, but I've learned how to, you know, how to recognize those voices when they come up, and to acknowledge them, and then to be like, well, you're wrong because blank. So it's definitely still a work in progress, and probably always will be. But this song is, you know, again, hoping to connect with people, hoping for people to realize, like, oh, I'm not alone in this, and maybe even like bring some comfort, and, you know, for people to realize, like, you know, you're not in this alone, and you're not an imposter.
Yeah, that was a great description. I definitely can relate to this song. And that was like spot on for how it feels. So yeah. And the song is also does a great job of like really capturing that emotion. Yeah, that's good. By the time that this video comes out, I'm sure that the song will be out already, so why don't you tell people where they can find the song Imposter?
You can find it everywhere. It will be everywhere. It'll be Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, Pandora, all the places. And yeah, you can find me on all the socials, mainly Instagram, Natalie Duque Music, and there you'll find everything you need to find.
Yeah, I'm also gonna link all that information in the description box so everyone can easily link to it, and I will also link the song directly so everyone can listen to it. And it's April 9th, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so 2 days from when I'm recording this, but probably out already if you're watching. But yeah, so excited for the song, and thank you so much, Natalie, for interviewing and doing some fun little ASMR noises with me.
No, thank you so much for inviting me. This was fun.
Alright, great. See you next time.